Hi, I'm Mark, and today I want to talk about the British sugar tax and its effects for once. Since 2018, there has been a tax on high sugar drinks such as cola and other sodas in Great Britain. This should encourage manufacturers to reduce the sugar content and help against obesity. But was it a success? Many Britons love soft drinks, but many Britons also way too much. This is exactly where the UK sugar tax, which came into effect in April 2018, comes into play. The British sugar tax, officially known as the Soft Drinks Industry Levy, is a tax on sugar-sweetened beverages that was implemented in the United Kingdom in April 2018, so 5 years ago. The tax was introduced as a measure to address the high levels of sugar consumption and associated health risks such as obesity and related diseases, particularly among children. The British sugar tax applies to non-alcoholic beverages that contain added sugar and have a total sugar content of 5 grams or more per 100 milliliters. There are two bands for the tax based on sugar content. The higher rate for beverages with more than 8 grams of sugar per 100 milliliters and the lower rate for beverages with 5 to 8 grams of sugar per 100 milliliters. As of April 2023, the tax rates are as follows. The higher rate is 30p per liter and for beverages with more than 8 grams of sugar per 100 milliliter. And the lower rate is 18p per liter for beverages with 5 to 8 grams of sugar per 100 milliliters. The sugar tax is typically applied to manufacturers and importers of sugary beverages, and they may choose to pass the cost on to consumers by increasing the prices of affected drinks. The revenue generated from the sugar tax is intended to be used to fund programs and initiatives aimed at improving children's health and promoting physical activity in schools. Action on Sugar campaigns for just such government intervention. The organization consists of doctors and scientists who warn of the negative consequences of excessive sugar consumption. The tax is helpful, says Action on Sugar spokeswoman Myri Brown. The sugar tax has had a huge impact. This strategy has been really successful in the UK. It's a great incentive for drink manufacturers to reduce sugar levels to avoid the tax. A Cambridge University study suggests that the sugar tax has reduced obesity among 10 and 11-year-old girls by 8%. In other words, the tax would have prevented more than 5,200 obesity cases per year in this age group. The sugar tax is just part of a whole package with which the government wants to tackle obesity. Since last autumn, supermarkets are no longer allowed to place what we call Quengelware in German at their checkouts. That's what everybody complains that they don't get it. From October this year, they cannot bait people with junk food there anymore. Among other things, this involves offers like buy one, get one free, where you buy a bar of chocolate and you get another one for free. And according to experts, offers of this kind almost double the consumption of chocolate. So far, however, there has been no breakthrough in the field of advertising. It was planned that unhealthy food could only be advertised on television after 9 p.m. and no longer online at all. However, this law has now been postponed to October 2025. And Brown is outraged about this. It's really shocking. That would have been a milestone. She thinks the government has caved in to the lobbyists. And someone called Henry Dimbleby agrees. He's the author of several cookbooks and co-founder of the Leon fast food chain. He was until recently an advisor to the Ministry of Agriculture and Food. He was supposed to help fight the obesity but has now given up. He accuses the government of failure. Winston Churchill called a nation's health its greatest asset. The role of governments is to intervene to solve problems. But the modern conservative ideology is that you can let anything go without ever intervening, says Dimbleby. It will hurt the country a lot if that doesn't change, he says. Dimbleby is certain that gigantic costs are rolling towards the British healthcare system. In England, almost 1 in 4 children aged 10 to 11 is now obese, making a total of 38% of this age group overweight, compared to 64% of adults. And it is a very Important topic, and somebody, a lot of people really have to watch. Since long COVID struck me, it's hell. I always had to watch what I'm eating. And I was playing yo-yo depending on how much I could go to the gym. But since long COVID, the sugar thing is no topic for me anymore, because my whole base level of consumption completely crashed, and I can eat whatever I want, even if it's just cauliflower or whatever. I don't lose weight, and but that's a totally different topic. Of course, there's a lot of people out there who are struggling with their weight for health reasons, but it's not the majority. I was always struggling with it because the way I was raised. There was always chocolate when I was a child. And so that has an effect on you in life later. I have lived a lot of years on a very healthy diet, and I don't mean diet like getting down, diet just the everyday diet. And it worked for me. And as long as I could go to the gym as much as I did in that time. But in the first videos I ever made, you could see that I didn't have that much time to go to the gym already, but long COVID gave me the total boom. I'm back in the gym for 6 months now, and nothing happened. And that's something why I brought up the long COVID part again, that because people still take it too easy what happened at that time. I will have fun with that for years to come, to get over this, because there's not even enough scientific research yet on all the effects of the COVID infection, and people still took it too lightly. So a lot of people will have to deal with that for ages, just as a reminder that COVID was not just a flu. But that got me a bit away with my personal stuff from the sugar thing. But the experts I could find say that it made progress, even if the government didn't go far enough by far. But every little progress is progress. So even if they failed to go the next step, it is good that they did this step. With all the criticism I have for this government or for the conservative governments of the last 12 years, this was the right step. They should have gone further, but at least this was the right step. And so that is for once something I have to grant them. And I'll see you in my next video. I'll be back.